Vambo. Vambo rules. That was a brilliant set. Fantastic.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now, I saw you before with Cats in Space, and that was fantastic. How are you enjoying playing with the bands of like this era, like Cats in Space and Prayer Mantis? How are you enjoying that?
Love it. It's great. Like it's fun because it's they're you know they're seasoned musicians, right? So it's nice to listen to seasoned musicians every night. You know what I mean? Like it's nice to hear clear sounding harmonies and melodic guitar solos and people that know what they're doing.
And all the stories as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's very cool.
You're learning a lot of
We are,
but
seriously we are. Like, all the secret tricks we are learning from them. When you're playing day after day, like how to keep your gear in order and.
You found a little niche here then with playing with these sort of bands. So like not Grey Mantis, but like Cats in Space, they're sort of quite a prog band, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? And then you were sort of more like your 70s sort of.
Well, that was something that we initially kind of thought about, like when we listened to the stuff, because they reminded me a bit of like Toto-esque, like it's still rock, melodic rock, not heavy hard rock. So we're like, how is this gonna marry? But at the end of the day, it's all rock, whether it's prog rock, melodic rock, hard rock.
Back in the 70s, it was so simple.
Yeah, and the fact that like their fan base, especially Cats, like they have a very close knit fan base, like very like it's like a big kind of family, and they're everywhere, and it's like they follow them everywhere, and they really accepted us into like their circle, and now they come to all our shows and things like that, and it's incredible. Like they really kind of taken us as one of their own, which was surprising because. I'm shouting down the microphone and they're doing lovely harmonies. It's like, we're like, what's happened?
Well, they're amazing Cats in Space. You read their bio and they've just done everything. To Pow, to Dumpy's Rusty Nuts, the whole lot they've done across the board.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, brilliant.
And
lovely,
you've still got a
lovely
couple of
people
dates left to do with them.
Yeah, in December we have.
Yeah, we're going to be out.
Tomorrow night you're back on the road?
Yeah.
With Mantis,
Oh, right, yeah.
2 more nights, or 2 or 3 more nights with Mantis. Yeah, I can't remember how many, it's 2 or 3. And then 10 or 12 with Cats in December.
Yeah.
All in 2 weeks, so quite a busy schedule.
I know you've full on.
Yeah. Well, making up for lost time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So how long you been together now?
I don't know.
I mean, it
20
changes.
years.
It changes every
25 years.
Really?
Yeah.
God, so you were in the cops when they took you on the road
I don't know.
You should have seen us in the 80s.
It started around, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And then,
That's this lineup.
yeah, with this
And
lineup,
you
which
knew
is great.
straight away which direction you wanted to play.
Yeah.
Well,
We have kind of the same influences, like the same bands, and we all had the same imagination about doing our own music and the same values, like doing rock music again with melodies and riffs and dynamics, not just blah, so
Which is fun as well.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's good fun.
It's always a good, you put in a cover, you put in a Zeppelin cover and a purple cover, So you think that's good, isn't it? Because you get some sort of reaction from the audience to something they know more.
Well, that's entirely it. Like we always have said, like sometimes being a newer band, people do want to come away relating to something if they don't have a clue who you are, because they might remember your songs like melodically, they might be humming them, but they might not remember the name of the songs or anything like that. And so sometimes when people come away, they're like, "Well, that band that played Burn by Deep Purple, I like them." Because they always remember that, you know what I mean?
Straight away they can relate to something.
Yeah.
Because we're a new band, so
We didn't just play, did you? You actually smashed it.
And we don't want to get bored as well, and we don't want other people to get bored. So like sometimes when they're drifting, we're like, "Fuck it, let's do the cover now," and they'll be back. They're back.
So you brought out one album, is it? The Vambo Deluxe, is your...
We had we had the original album, which came out in 2019. That was 10 or 11 tracks. Then we did a couple bits at the back of that, not enough really, and then lockdown hit, and we was gonna initially release the second album during that 2 years that have gone by with Thingy, but what's the point of releasing the second album if you can't gig it, right?
Yeah.
So we decided to take that time to write, experiment with maybe how the next album can sound, and also we thought, well, we've got some stuff from the first album that never made the first album. So let's just do a deluxe thing where we can add some more tracks onto it, a couple of acoustic versions, and just something for people to have during lockdown, because, you know, and this is actually the first time since starting with Cats and with Praying Mantis that we've ever toured this album. So it needs to be toured at least once, or, you know what I mean, before we can move on to number 2, which is we are moving on to, but obviously like we want to get this, because people we feel sometimes not enough people know who we are yet, so we want to push this in their face and then shove another one down their throat, and hopefully no one will be at any of our gigs and they hate us.
I love your style though, you know, it's like you're just sort of like, no, I would say stone, but you've got that sort of effect, haven't you, when you don't, like you're not really there. You're not sort of drifting.
Honestly, people come up to me sometimes after the show and ask me if I'm okay, like, because they think like, why was you holding your head, like, are you alright? Like, I think even my mum came to a gig when we played down at the Concord 2 in Brighton, and she went, I think she used to me like, are you alright, Jack? Like, I was like, what you want? I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, she was like, you were holding your head a lot. I was like, yeah, I just want people to think that I'm like, there's something wrong, like that's the whole vibe, isn't it? But yeah, honestly, I don't even realise I'm doing it half the time. Like, honestly, I don't. So when people say, I'm like, okay, I'm alright.
I've known you for years, it's always been like that, so I can confirm.
So what's next for Vambo then after these tours? You're going to sort of do some headlining?
It's not you again, it's James this time.
Go on, James, mate. Go on, mate.
What we're going to do
We're going to
next
see you
year.
headlining because you're ready for it, aren't you?
Yeah, I think we're going to try and do a headline tour next year. We started booking some shows. The phones started to ring, which is good.
I mean, you went down a storm here tonight, and
yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen you before, a lot of them haven't seen you before.
It's great to see all the people kind of like, they come up to us after the show, they're like, who the hell are you? Like I've never heard of you before, like, that's a good show though. It was like, okay, yeah, cheers man. So by the way, it's like, we called again? It's like, oh, Vambo.
I think we'll see you on a lot more festival dates as
Yeah,
well.
I think so. I think so.
Well, we've got the after this set of shows, we're going to be using the time off to finish completely writing the second album, which is already kind of like halfway there, then mix and master that. Then I think we might have another tour towards the beginning of the year with another band. I don't know if we can say anything about it yet, but we'll be using that time to finish that off, and then hopefully after that tour it'll warrant us to be able to release the second album and maybe do like 4 or 5 dates, specific dates around the country where we can get a lot of our hopefully newfound fans to and
Where did you learn to play then? How did you play? How did you learn to play like that?
Oh, thank you. I don't know.
Is it just natural?
I actually started it later than what people say is the good time to start. I was 15 when I started, so.
And you're 16.
But if you read about it,
and it's his birthday today as well. 2016.
You're a tremendous guitarist.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, the guys down the front there just like well enough watching you.
Oh, thank you. It's very sweet.
Okay. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you to your fans as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.